Hello everyone, today we are going to see voltage distribution across the string of suspension type insulator. I have explained you regarding the suspension type insulators very clearly. You all are clear that suspension type insulators will be like 11 kV disc will be placed. In order to understand mathematical calculations, I am going to explain you a very simple trick so that you don't mug up the formulas. Okay, let us see. Let us take a tower. And that tower is having cross arm. Now we have our insulator disc. Okay, after that insulator we have our wonderful conductor. Now this is tower. I hope everyone is very clear with this. What I have done is I have taken 3 insulator discs and I have placed it in sequence. Now in the design part, I have explained you in the previous video that while designing, these insulators will be having certain dielectric strength. Why it should have dielectric strength means, see now. As this conductor is here, this conductor will carry an voltage of V, for suppose you take. Now here there are 3 discs, that means definitely it will be carrying 33 kV. But see what happens is, as the tower is completely grounded or else earthed, we can call it as earth also, tower also. Okay, now I can say that this tower is having negative charges in it. Why? Because the tower is completely grounded, right? Next, similar to this, conductor is having positive charges in it. Why? Because the conductor is carrying power, right? So what happens is, this is definitely going to carry some power. Now there is one positive charges accumulated at one place and there are some negative charges accumulated throughout this tower and cross arm. So as per the capacitance principle, you know that whenever there are 2 plates separated by a distance, there is existence of capacitance. Yes, my dear friends, what is now developed means that is definitely capacitance. Now where is that capacitance developed? That is definitely developed in the insulators. Now as these insulators will be having certain dielectric strength, now I can remove these insulators and I can say that there is capacitance developed. Alright, now these capacitors are in series, as you can see it very clearly, and this capacitance is mutual to one another. So I can name this capacitance as mutual capacitance. So I can write it as MC, MC, MC. Okay. Now it is very clear that there is existence of capacitance when you place an insulator. Okay, see, I am telling this because you should understand why this capacitance is developed, although it is not exactly the reason, but to remember it and understand it, I am telling you this, there is existence of capacitance. Okay, now next thing is, not only the capacitance is existed here, the capacitance is also existed at this point. Why? Because again I can show you, these are the negative plates and at the pins you will be having some potential. So because of that positive potential and negative potential, one more capacitance is developed, and this capacitance is called as shunt capacitance, and this is given as only C. Similarly, you will be having one more capacitance here. Again you will be having one more capacitance here. So these are the shunt capacitance. As in the starting I said you, these are in series. So these capacitance are in series. So I can say it as series capacitance, and these capacitance are called as shunt capacitance. So with respect to the tower and conductor, there is existence of shunt and mutual capacitances. Now next thing, we will be seeing the voltage distribution across everything. So from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. Okay, now this part I am naming it as voltage 1, and this part I am naming it as voltage 2, and this part I am naming it as voltage 3. So the total voltage will be equal to the conductor voltage, that is V. Okay, from here to here. So the V will be equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now we are going to find out that total voltage distribution of a string, and these are as visible, these are in form of strings, that is why we are telling it as a string. Now as there is existence of voltages and capacitance, there is definitely existence of current also. So the currents I will be giving it here. Okay, let us name it as I1, this is IA, this is IB, I will be naming it as I2, this is I3, and this will be finally IC. Okay, now there is an important tool in order to decode this entire part. That means in order to derive this all parts, there is a simple tool that is called as Kirchhoff's current law. You are familiar with Kirchhoff's current law, that the sum of incoming currents at a node or junction is equal to the sum of outgoing currents. That is what we are going to apply here in order to get the final output voltage V, and we are going to see what is the voltage distribution across it. Start with the current. So I can write it as I1 is equal to omega MC V1. Now your doubt will be, sir, why omega came now? So the omega is the angular frequency. As this is having alternating current, so that will be definitely having angular frequency, and there is existence of capacitance, right? So definitely capacitance will be having certain angular frequency. That is the reason why I am writing omega here. Okay. Now next, as I1 is given, I can write IA is also equal to only omega C V1. Alright, so at this junction, when we see at this junction, the sum of incoming current is only I2. The incoming current is I2 and the outgoing currents are I1 and IA. So if I apply KCL at this junction, I can write I2 is equal to I1 plus IA. Now I can add this up. I2 is equal to omega MC V1 plus omega C V1. Now you can see that this omega CV1 is common in both the parts. So I can write, or else I can take common as omega C V1. Now I will be having 1 plus only m. So that is equal to I2. Now, as I said you, this part or this part or this part is having reactance. Now I can write it as V2 is equal to XC into I2, as it is like V is equal to I into R. Sorry, I into R. So see here, you are having V2 here. So this will be definitely equal to I2 into XC. Now I forgot to write one point here. That is, at the shunt capacitances, we have V1 as the voltage from here to here. Next, at this shunt capacitance, we have V1 plus V2 as the voltage. Now, at this shunt capacitance, we have V1 plus V2 plus V3. This is what the voltage distribution V1, V1 plus V2, V1 plus V2 plus V3, that is equal to V. Now let us get back to this equation. As this is having reactance, so this is capacitive reactance. Now I can write that capacitive reactance as I2 by omega MC, as it is having only mutual capacitance, right? So we can write it as omega MC. Now take this I2 from here and substitute this. So what is going to happen? You see it here. So I can write it as V2 equal to omega C V1 into 1 plus m whole by omega MC. So I can cancel omega C here. So now the final equation will be here, V2 is equal to V1 into 1 plus 1 by m. It is very simple. See here, 1 divided by m is 1 by m by m is 1. This is what we got. V2 is equal to V1 into 1 plus V1. So we are seeing this V2 term in terms of V1. That is what we have written here very simply. So the next one will be IB is equal to V1 plus V2 into omega C. Why? Because you see IB, I said you here it is like V1 plus V2. So what I did, I current is equal to now V1 plus V2 into this capacitor. So that is what I have written it there. Now take this value and substitute here. Take this value, substitute here. What you will get? IB is equal to V1 plus V1 into 1 plus 1 by m into omega C. Now you have omega C and V1 common. You can take that common. So we can write omega C V1 into 1 plus 1 plus 1 by m. This is IB. So IB will be finally equal to omega C into V1 into 2 plus 1 by m. This is IB equation in terms of V1. Alright, now we are going to apply KCL at this junction. Now see here, I3 is incoming and IB and I2 are outgoing. So I can say I3 is equal to IB plus I2 at this junction. So again applying KCL at this junction, I3 is equal to IB plus I2. Now what can I write with that? IB is available here and I2 is available here. So I can add both of them. Now what can I write here? I3 is equal to IB is omega C V1 2 plus 1 by M, and plus I2 I2 here I have is omega C V1 into 1 plus M. So this is what the derivation part we are having here. Now again take V omega C V1 as common. So I can write I3 is equal to omega C V1 common. So 2 plus 1 is 3 plus M plus 1 by M. See here, omega C V1 common we have taken here. So what you will be having in the brackets? 2 plus 1 by M plus 1 plus M. So that is equal to 3 plus 1 by M plus M. That is what I have written it here. Again, at this part, when you check the voltage, you have seen it here. So again we can write this as, shall I write it here? I will write it here, see. So again we can write that part as V3 is equal to XC into I3. Alright, we can write again as I3 by omega MC. This is V3. Now I can write this V3 here and replace this equation here. Simple. Omega C V1 into 3 plus M plus 1 by M. Now divide this entire part with omega MC. As you have seen, omega C will be again cancelled and this will be dividing M. So you will have as V3 is equal to V1 into 3 by M plus 1 plus 1 by M square. This is the equation for V3. Equation V3. And let me highlight these points. Let me highlight these points. So you are having V3 here. Now V3 is in terms of V1 and here V2 is in terms of V1 and IB is in terms of V1 and I2 is also in terms of V1. I3 is also in terms of V1. So from this all you can see that V1, V2, V3, the three voltages are different now, but it should be equal. Why? Because as it is having 11 kV disk, the voltage distribution should be equal. If it is not equal, there are some losses in it. So what is the final expression for V? Let us see. V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. V is equal to V1 into 3 plus 4 by M plus 1 by M square. This is what the final equation V in terms of V1. This entire part, the voltage is not distributed equally. That is a problem in this. So in the string of suspension type insulators, the voltage is not getting equally divided. So what can be done? There are methods to improve the stringing efficiency or else the stringing part of this voltages. So I hope you have understood this entire derivation easily, and this part I have explained in order to just remember. Thank you.